My name is Greg Hayes, and this is a collection of some of the best drills and ideas that I found from some of the best shooters and shooting coaches in the world. There's three main simple ideas in shooting. One, I believe, is set the feet and set the hands. I call it feet because we want to put our fingers and hands on the ball in a T. Our thumbs would actually form a T on the ball. They wouldn't connect, but you can see by the hands on the ball that the thumbs kind of form a T. So we call it feet. Set your feet, set your hands. The T is for the hands. From there, it's just a matter of getting some power in your shot. We call it the merry-go-round. You see a merry-go-round goes around, but it goes straight up and down on a pole. We want to go straight down and up. Straight down, straight up, and then it's a finish. Feel the steel, elbow above your eye, hand on the basket. We call it feel the steel. So set your feet, merry-go-round, feel the steel. Do it in one continuous smooth motion. We begin a series of drills, different drills that begin with actually laying down on the ground. We're going to try to isolate a few things in the shot. We're going to try to get the idea of the shoulder motion coming up and also getting the ball coming off our hand correctly. So Christy is going to put his elbow on the ground against his side, and he's going to form an L right there, and kind of an L there if you can, with wrinkles in his wrist. Kind of a backwards U. And from there, he's just going to lift. We're going to get the idea of using your shoulder to lift and extend your elbow and kind of wave the ball goodbye. He's going to work on good touch on the ball and good arch. So he's just taking the ball straight up to the ceiling and right back to his hand. Okay, the next thing we do, Stevie is sitting down. Where Chrissy was laying down, he's sitting down. We're going to add a few more things to the shot. Stevie's going to take the ball straight out in front of him so he can see his hand position. It's on his finger pads and off his palm. He's going to try to put two fingers between the ball and his palm. He's now going to turn it into the backwards U. He's got the L with his forearm and bicep. He has wrinkles in his wrist. It's all lined up on the right side of his body. And from here, he lifts the ball straight up so his elbow is above his eyebrow. And again, he waves the ball goodbye. What we want to learn to do is get our elbow above our eyebrow so we're lifting the ball from our shoulder. It's an up shot, not an out shot. He shoots the ball up to the basket. The other thing is he wants to imagine there's a glass tube around his body, and it's a tight tube, and it has an opening at the top of his head. He shoots the ball up, out through the top of the tube and out, not forward. He's not going to break the glass by breaking it and shooting out. He's going to shoot it up. And the next thing he does is put his offhand on the side of the ball. We call it lightly touched now. His fingers are facing the ceiling of his left hand. His thumb is faced back toward him. And now he's lightly touching and making sure he's still shooting the ball with his right hand only. The left hand is holding the ball in position but not shooting the ball. Especially watching that his left thumb stays still and faces back toward his face. If his thumb comes forward, it's going to put side spin on the shot. Okay, now we're going to actually have Megan stand up and shoot like we normally do. She's going to put her feet together, slide her right foot forward so it's toe to instep, and then slide it out shoulder width apart. And that's how we want to set our feet before we shoot. In earlier drills, we talked about the hand position on the ball. So we're going to look at it from this angle now. Megan's going to hold the ball straight out. The ball is on her finger pads, not her fingertips. It's off her palm. She's going to show that by putting the two fingers of her left hand in between the ball. You see that gap. Now she's going to turn it into this backwards U, wrinkles in her wrist, the L at the forearm and bicep. And from there you can actually see a little bit of a peek through between her thumb and forefinger and the ball. And that's proper positioning on the ball. From this angle, we want to show that the foot and the hand are in a straight line, all directed to the middle of the rim. So she picks her knee up to her elbow, and you can see everything's lined up. Every joint that moves on the right side of her body is lined up. And her shoulders are level. That's why we shoot one-handed, not with our hand dropped, or behind our back. We keep that hand in shooting position, which keeps the shoulders level and the body square as it should be. Her hand goes to the basket. There's a lot of different words for this. Some people say, put your hand in the cookie jar. Some people say it's kind of like a gooseneck. The term feel the steel, where you feel the rim against your wrist. Others use the term up and over. The elbow goes up and the hand goes over, up and over. But that's the release that we want to work on and be consistent on every time we shoot the ball. So Megan's going to demonstrate some slow motion releases now. Feel the steel. And you can see her elbows above her eyebrow and the fingers come straight down into the rim. The next thing we do is we do the wall test. And in this time, Christy is going to go to the wall, put his forearm against the wall so he gets the idea of that L and the wrinkles in his wrist. He's going to take one step back and shoot one-handed up against the wall. He's going to get that merry-go-round. He's got his feet set. An important concept in shooting is release point. And release point is simply when you let go of the ball, where your positioning is. What we want to learn to do is have the ball, arm, leg, everything that bends in his arm and his leg is in a straight line. And that faces to the middle of the rim, to our target. So this is not aimed to the outside of the rim, but to the middle of the rim. So it's critical now that he bends down, he does a merry-go-round, that it comes up, straight up, and it stays in line there, not to the middle of his face. It doesn't go off his forehead, but it goes straight up to the middle of the rim and the target. And that's the release point. It can be released here. When you're little, you want to release the ball down here. When you're older, you release it here. But it is still one continuous motion up here. And when he feels the steel, it's there. All right, now Stevie's going to do the wall test again for an older player who's working on his jump shot or trying to learn a jump shot. Stevie's just going to jump and shoot. And he's going to shoot at the peak of his jump. What he doesn't want to do is shoot on the way down. Jump, shoot. And you want to say that to yourself. It's a good way to learn the timing. Jump when you say jump, shoot when you say shoot. And so he's jump, shooting. It's now not how high you jump. The key is that you jump and shoot at the peak of your jump or slightly before you reach your peak. So what we're going to do now is start doing some shooting baskets to make shots, but also work on form. And so Christy and Megan are staying in close. If there's one thing I would recommend every day that you do, is you come out, no matter what, if you didn't have time, every day you would make your first shot of the day, and then you would shoot and make 25 bank shots from the left side, 25 bank shots from the right side, and 25 shots straight on. These are 1 to 2 foot shots. You're working on concentration, on shooting rhythm, on great shooting form and good habits, and we're doing it through great repetition. You develop touch by shooting in close, not by shooting outside. And touch means that you get soft rolls, that you don't have to swish to make a shot. You can miss. You can hit the rim and roll it around and it will go in. That is not luck, that's shooter's touch. And you develop that shooting in close. What makes great shooters is a dedication. You can take the same drills and apply them to different players. The ones who excel, who become the shooters that everybody identifies, are those who faithfully do them on a daily basis. And they persist. And they get through the uncomfortable stage with it so that correct becomes comfortable. And you will get to that point with courage and dedication and commitment. Thank you for watching. We hope that you'll take these drills to heart, be dedicated, and enjoy the process of becoming a better shooter and the best shooter that you can possibly be.